you're a car guy, like me, your biggest dream is building your very own racetrack. But in this video, we're about to make some dreams come true. This was filmed 3 years ago, and this guy was pretty naive.
Do we build something that's a mix between the Hoonigan Tire Slayer studio and Adam LZ's compound and Driftland? Do we build something that has the ability to be a hub for everybody who's a true enthusiast of cars in Ireland?
This guy promised to build a workshop, a showroom, a compound, an office, and a drift track, and didn't think how difficult that would be to do in Ireland. But he didn't give up. This guy is me, just sure that was obvious. There are 3 important things we need to discuss in this video. Number 1, why are we building a racetrack? Number 2, where are we building a racetrack? And when are we building a racetrack? Well, let's start with the why first. Drifting in Ireland is obviously our passion, and there's some amazing places that drivers can shred tires here on our little island. We've got Mondello Park, it's our only international grade circuit, and a place hosts to massive events like the LZ World Tour and Drift Masters. We also have Tully Rowan and Bishop's Court in the north, we've got 360 Motorsports Park in the west, and we have Watergrass Hill in the south, plus a few others. And these tracks have created some of the best drivers in the business, like James Deane, Dwayne McKeever, and the Shanahans. But there's another side of drifting that's almost more important than being a good competitor. But maybe more importantly than creating all of those amazing drivers is that drifting in Ireland gives people a home, a social life, and a community to belong to. We live in a world where a lot of people are struggling with their mental health, especially young men. We all have tons of friends and online followers, but going to the track, building a car with your friends, and achieving something gives people purpose and sometimes something to live for. I know that sounds dramatic, but I speak from personal experience. The friends and the projects that we've done on this channel have got me through some of the darkest moments in my life. And thanks to the position we're in now, thanks to all the support you guys have given us, I feel it's only right that we give back and try and create a place that puts a lot of smiles on faces that might be well needed. Our dream is to create our very own space and our very own track where we can make amazing content for this channel with cars that we own and cars that we're going to build in the future. Number 2, we want to create new events for amateurs and pros in a very cool space with good spectator viewing. Number 3, we want it to be available for private rental so you and your friends can rent it for a fraction of the cost of another circuit to go hang out and shred tires for a day. It'll be open way more days a year than any other track in Ireland, and most importantly, it's built for drifters by drifters. In 2025, we have finally been given the green light to build this very special track. And with everything we do in drift games, we try and shoot our shot. And we usually succeed on many attempts. For the past 3 years, we've been trying to make this happen, and we've hit every roadblock and rabbit hole you can imagine. Ireland is not an easy place to get anything happening quick, especially when it comes to motorsport, and especially when it comes to the noise and smoke of drifting. So we kind of gave up for a little while. We built our HQ, we built our showroom, we built our workshop. Well, then it all burned down, and then we lost a lot of time building it all back up again. But once we were settled in the clubhouse, this idea just couldn't leave my mind. I wanted to make it happen, and I wanted to make it happen fast. Now, I know what you're thinking, Dave. We've heard this before, and you're not being realistic. You're going to have angry neighbors giving out about smoke and noise. Where are you going to get the land? Where are you going to get the money? How are you going to make all this happen, and make it all happen really fast? Well, the weird thing was, after 3 years, the answer was staring me straight in the face. Welcome to the site of DG Sportsland. Yes, we are building a Japanese themed track in the middle of a track because we can do that.
This is an area of Mondello Park that has been mostly unused for the last probably 10 years. Originally it was designed as a pit area, a second pit area for the second track, which we call the International Loop or the back track, but it kind of goes unused. And it's the perfect place to build a tight, technical twin drift track. We got our good friend and drift judge and probably the most famous drift track designer in the world, Kieran Hines, to put a layout in here, and it turned into something really, really cool. You see, the point of this whole place is that we want it to be spectator friendly. That means you can see the whole track from one area. We also maybe want to do live stream, which is incredibly expensive, between 20 and 50,000 euro per day. But if we have it all in a tight little space, we could live stream stuff from here for relatively cheap because you can see everything from one position. Also, let's be honest, we don't want to be burning massive amounts of tires, we want to be doing laps. And that's the smaller layout allows you to stay in a lower gear, have more fun on the door with your friends, and not be burning through fuel and tires. It also means that you can come here in any car, take on any car, and put it on the door. And that's what drifting should be all about. Before we get into our exact plans for what we're going to do, because it's quite creative, you know how we do, and I want to go through all that in detail, I want to say a big thank you to Mondello Park. They've been behind every crazy idea we've had for probably 10 years now. Drifting in Ireland wouldn't be the same without Mondello Park, and for us to be under their banner and them to allow us to use this area to create our own drift space is something completely unheard of at any major racetrack in the world as far as I'm concerned. They believe in this project, and even though we're not going to own the land, and they will, they're allowing us to basically turn it into what we want, our dream space. So what have we got that makes it a perfect space for our dream drift space? Well, we've got a couple of things. One, it's already completely fenced all the way around. It already has a high bank all the way around. There's already hardcore here, even though we've got drainage problems and we have no tarmac. Power is kind of okay, but we've got to do something with that. But what's great about it, it has its own entrance. So even though we could be drifting here, Mondello could still be running all of their events on the main tracks totally undisturbed, which means we can open this place a lot more than if it was taking over any other space on the track. Okay, now we're going to talk about how we're going to turn this into a drift track and a venue for spectators, and that's where your imagination will have to run wild like mine has for the last little while. So this is the entranceway, and it's not wide enough. It has basically a one-way up and a one-way down. We need a one-way up and down to make it twice the size so we can have cars filter in and cars filter out. This is a cool spot in Mondello actually, because this area here is only used for rallycross, which happens like 4 or 5 times a year. And we're going to use this whole space here as our pits and our paddock for cars that are going to be on the track. We also have the ability to use Mondello's main parking areas for spectator parking. So a lot of tracks that get built on small areas struggle with how to get parking and pits and all that. It gets really, really crammed. Here we actually can spill all the way into the rest of Mondello and not even disturb them. So that's absolutely perfect, meaning pits, public parking. We also need to build a walkway on this side so that spectators can walk in, not on the road and get hit by a car. So we need to fence all of that. And that brings us to the track itself. First thing we're going to have to build is a pre-grid area, or that's what we're calling it. Because when cars are going around the track, you don't want them hitting cars that are waiting to go on the track. So we're going to have to build some concrete walls to separate the cars queuing from the cars on the track. And those concrete walls could also be used to run some rear bumpers as well. So we're gonna have to build some foundations here to do that and tarmac this whole pre-grid area first. We originally wanted to save costs and just tarmac the areas that we're gonna have the drift track, but we kind of said it would make the space a little bit less versatile. So our plan is basically to tarmac the entire space and then paint out the track on there and divide it with water barriers or tire bales or whatever, so that it's a very technical track. But if we ever wanted to change it up or change it up every single year, we could redesign the track, repaint it, and have something brand new for everybody the next year. But this place is not designed for what we have intended. The only PowerPoint we have is this, and I'm pretty confident that this doesn't work anymore. But it has got power running through it, which saves us a lot of time. If we had to run power or anything like that to here, we would have to cut up the main track to do it, meaning the entire circuit would be down for like 2 weeks, which is unfeasible for Mondello Park. So we're gonna have to repair this and get it sorted, because we need to run power from here up onto this bank. Because on this bank, halfway down, we're thinking about building a container stack. One for kind of a dry storage area for cones and stuff that we need, like brushes and mop. I don't know, mops. Do you do mops on a track? We should never have a track. We don't know what we need. But we're going to put all our dry stuff there, camera equipment, that kind of thing, and then build a viewing tower on the top. So if we build a viewing tower on the top, we've got a ready set judging tower for if we wanted to run an event right in the middle. That's super easy from one spot to see the whole layout. Now, all of these horns, if you turn around, Blaine, these speakers do work. well, they used to work. So our plan is to refurbish those, turn them all inwards so that we have a sound system. So imagine, if you're running an amateur event, you come in, you flick some switches, you've got sound, you've got a judging tower, all ready to go, super easy and low cost, meaning we can run loads of events without big overheads. And then over on this bank, that's where we want to put the spectator area. This bank is actually pretty perfect. Like if you think about it, your raised height, we're going to put a fence in here, we're going to hardcore all of this grass because we don't want people walking in the mud and they would, like, it's going to rain, let's be honest, a couple of times in Ireland, so you want this to be all stones and not. So there's a lot of work to make all of this smooth. There's loads of rabbit holes and stuff here, but we're going to make it. But like, look at the view. The judges are straight across, the pre-grid is here, and then you can watch the whole track from up here with an amazing view. You see, that's why we wanted to make this place quite small, is that it's built for spectator viewing and filming. When we're doing our content on the main track, it's kind of annoying because you can only really film a GoPro and one corner because one guy can't run around this entire circuit. Here, one camera can get an entire run, a spectator can see an entire run, the judges can see an entire run, and while it might not have massive speed, it's going to be so technically designed that door-on-door action is going to be unreal, which to me is more exciting than high speed to watch and then in many ways to do. But this is just a grass bank, so we're going to have to do a lot of work here. One, we need to put in a lot of fencing to protect the people from the cars. We're going to need to put in tire bales. All of this is grass, which is going to become muddy and ruin my nice Air Jordans. So we're going to have to put all stones in here, build it all level. There's tons of rabbit holes that everybody's going to fall into. So this all needs to be redone from down there all the way back there with an access point. That's going to be quite costly. So you're going to have to use your imagination, and there's a lot of work to do. You guys know, if you saw our clubhouse videos, we took a very boring building and made it look insane. That's very hard to do on a massive scale, but in this small area, we can make this look cooler than any other drift track in the world, and I promise you that. We're going to theme it up top to bottom, make it amazing for photos, amazing for videos. But it's going to cost a lot of money. And a lot of money is not what we have after just building the clubhouse. Something like this is going to cost about 80 to 150,000 euro by the time you do all of your planning, all of your building, all of your drainage, and all of the tarmac and bits and bobs. So it would probably take us a very long time to gather that amount of money, and it would probably take us years to be able to build this place. Then I had a genius idea. That brings us
to the when. Project like this, over 100,000 euro. Terrible business decision because we don't actually own the land. Should probably take, what, a year or two? But what if I told you there was a way that we could get this place operational by the summer and you guys also benefited? So it's a win-win for everybody. We have just launched 1,000 DG Sportsland mystery bags on our driftgames.life website. Each one of these bags will be filled with 200 euros worth of the freshest, finest and newest Drift Games merch that's only just been launched tonight. So it means if you bought before, everything is brand new. But here's the beauty of it. You're only going to pay 150 euro, meaning you get 50 euros worth of free merch in every single bag. And what's in each bag? Well, you got your key tags, you got your air fresheners, you got your coasters, you got your lanyards, you've got brand new garage banners, which, is that upside down?
No, that's good.
That's good. Okay, so you get this, you can put that in your garage or your bedroom. We've got commemorative clubhouse posters, but the thing I'm really excited about is what's behind me. Okay, I'm going to stop the sales pitch. I'm actually really proud of this. So we've been working on this range for about 3 months, and I think it's the best Drift Games range we've done in terms of hoodies and t-shirt. I'm going to talk you through it all, and I hope you guys like it because we really like it. We'll start with the DG Sportsland. This is the new logo that we're going to go with. We're hoping that this will be hanging up over the track in the next couple of months. I think it looks really cool. It's very like old school Japanese style, which is exactly why we've gone with DG Sportsland, and I think it looks slick. We also have a t-shirt of that as well. That is one of my favorite designs. Moving on from that, how cool is this? This is our Sylvia hoodie. We also have a white version of the Sylvia hoodie. And, sorry Blaine, I'm moving a bit too fast for you here. This just looks like a regular graphic, but this is my actual S14A and my S15 reversed on top of each other with a reverse print. That is absolutely sick, and I love the colors in this, and the quality of this hoodie is amazing. We then move on to a new motto, because we've been breaking some stuff lately, a lot of stuff. So what we have now is our exploding blocks and budgets since 2017. You can see there's a skull, it's coming out of a piston. This is kind of how most of the pistons in our car look after 2024. This is in like a stone gray. It was a really popular color last year. I really like that. We also have this new JDM style Drift Games. We're gonna call this Projects hoodie. It looks, Projects Department looks really cool. Love that one as well. I'm wearing this, that's how much I like it.
This is the R33 Pandem. We've done a really, really cool cartoon style on this with street sweeper on the top, and it's in like a heather gray. It's really, really nice. We also have the Sylvia t-shirt in white, as I mentioned. We have this military green one for the Blocks and Budgets one. We have the street sweeper in white, which I think really pops the color of the car. And then check this one out. This one is very cool. The RX-7 from Liberty Walk, but this time it's on a crane. And I think it looks really cool. I'm not sure why it's on a crane, but it looks cool. That's a very, very cool t-shirt. We are very proud of this range. It took us a long time to get it from, I think October we started this. I think it looks absolutely insane. And you guys are gonna get one of these new hoodies and one of these new t-shirts in every single mystery bag, along with all the accessories. But we need to make this a little bit more interesting for you, so we are going to give away a grand prize. One person who picks up one of these 1,000 mystery bags, we are going to fly you from wherever you are in the world to Ireland. You get to hang out with the crew, you get to see the clubhouse, the garage, but more importantly, you will be the first person to drift the brand new DG Sportsland, a prize money can't buy. That means we're going to put you in one of our cars, regardless of, why are we doing this by the way? Regardless of your experience, and just let you wild on the track with a set of tires to christen the track. That is like, you will be the only person ever that's done that. And I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this. If you guys buy these 1,000 mystery bags in the next 24 hours, I will sell 2 of my cars, put the funds together, and pull the trigger tomorrow to get this thing in motion and have this place fully operational by the summer. If we don't hit that target, it's probably going to take us a little bit longer, and it's going to end up being the end of 2025. So please help us, because we kind of want to build a racetrack. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have to make any sense. We want to give you €50 savings, brand new merch. We also want to give you a prize of drift to the track for the first time, and I'm also going to sell 2 of my cars. What more do you want? To be honest guys, this is probably not the right time to be taking on a project like this, considering we have a full Drift Master season. I think this year we're doing 30 events in 12 countries. We got car builds coming out our ears, we've got pro cars that we have to keep running all year, and we've just finished the clubhouse, so funds are not exactly, flush right now. But we have the opportunity, and as a community we can come together, you guys can benefit, and we can build something very, very cool. To me, I want to build this place like an OG Japanese track. I want to have it themed. I don't want to just make it a layout, I want to make it like an experience to drive here, and I want to let the imagination run wild. So what that means is that we need a lot of help. We've already got incredible help from all of our sponsors on the channel. You guys will see so many new ones come in, and they've been helping us to push and make our dreams a reality. Massive thank you also to Mondello Park, because it's their land, not ours, and they're allowing us to build something that I think is going to be amazing for the drift community in Ireland, or anybody that wants to visit. On top of that, think of the endless possibilities we have for content here. We could do front wheel drive Kai car drifting. We can do, because it's quite a small, slow track, we can do tons of really stupid and fun stuff, which makes the content super entertaining for you guys. And then we get to invite people from the public to come and drive the Drift Games Sportsland track, which I think is so cool, because they get to drive something they see in the videos whenever they want. It's also going to cost a fraction of the price to rent this area compared to renting the whole of Mondello. So that's going to make it much more affordable for people to get into drifting and start drifting, and even if they've got a low horsepower car, this place will improve their skills no end. So there we are, the big reveal. When's it going to happen? That's kind of up to everybody. I'm promising you guys that if we pull the trigger on this, we get 1,000 mystery bags sold in 24 hours. The tarmac guys, the guys who are going to do all the groundworks, they're all quoted, they're all ready, and they say we're going to help you guys get this done as fast as possible. We might be able to have this open for our July summer bash in Mondello for people to drive it. We might even be able to do an Irish LZ World Tour qualifier here with live stream. And we might be able to run a winter series with the Irish Drift Series this winter, so everybody can have fun when it's super gloomy and super dark and super depressing in Ireland in the winter. That's my dream. If you guys believe in it, we can make it happen together. We've done this whole journey together now for the last 5-6 years. This time we can make it happen. You guys just have to grab a mystery bag. You get €50 free merchandise, and it's all brand new, so you're up already. And then one of you guys is going to come here and shred tires for the first time and be the first person to ever drift DG Sportsland. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited, because this place is going to create so many smiles, so many laughs, and I think it's going to look amazing. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the link in the description below to grab your mystery bag. And we might have a lot of work to do on top of all the work we've already got to do this year, but man, to hell with it. We're pulling the trigger. Let's do it. Well, today we're making some dreams. Missed the shot.
In this video, there are 3 things that you need to know. Why are we building?
Sorry, can I just say that was
the worst,
awful.
right? 1 is hell. Sorry, you caught me off guard. Never existed before in Ireland. Rent and go drifting for a day. It'll also I was so close for a day of madness. It also me a life. Are delighted to announce that we have just that and the other. I think I'll start one more time. The cars we already have or the cars we buy that we can use to make. Come on, this is getting harder. I'll be honest with you guys. I've my life. We're filling this with all sake that we could have this place. Drift games, sports lambs, and in these bags you're gonna get my life.
Start it again. Drift judges and sake, Dave. How can I say this? Probably the most sake. Using it as a much sake.
I can start from there, could I?
Yeah.
No, I do it all in one go. Okay.
Do me a second. Jesus Christ.
I'll try one more time.
Skids going on in here. All the boys will be skidding in here, all right. Oh, they'll all be skidding together. Great community here, skids going on.